Welcome back to Central Valley Today. All right, we're kicking off today's Monday with a certified dog behavior consultant and a trainer with 35 years of experience. So here with us now is dog trainer Emily Scott, and you've been on a couple times before, many times before I was the host. But now you've been on a few times. We've talked about sort of resource training, resource guarding. We've talked about jumping, and now we're talking about separation anxiety. Things that I think a lot of dogs deal with this. When your person leaves for the day and they have no idea where they go, they probably just think we're on a long walk without them, and the dog gets really anxious. How do we deal with this? What are some tips that we can do to sort of ease our dog's anxiety when we're gone?
Yeah, well, before we do that, let me just say a couple things. Number one, there's a lot of myths out there about separation anxiety. The biggest one I hear is that the dogs are being vengeful, that they're angry that you left them, and so they're inappropriately peeing on the floor, or they're chewing up furniture.
Because they're mad.
Because they're mad, and it has nothing to do with anger. Dogs don't feel that way.
Yeah.
What he feels or she feels is pure anxiety, panic. It's a panic issue, and it's because they have an attachment disorder.
Yes.
And it could be, and typically it's an attachment disorder to a human being. Another big myth that I hear is that, well, if you give them another dog, they'll be fine.
Okay.
But it's not about dog companionship, it's about missing their human
companionship.
So most of the time getting another dog doesn't help. So if you're thinking about doing that, I wouldn't bother.
Okay. So it is the dog's response to being anxious.
Yes, they don't think you're coming back.
Right.
You're leaving forever.
Yes.
They're not going to be able to eat ever again, and
because
so they panic.
Their brains just don't have the capacity to comprehend, okay, now they're gone, and now they're going to come back.
Right.
They only see when you come back, they're just so happy.
That's right. That's right. So, and I often see it with dogs that are kind of sensitive and insecure in general. The more confident, independent dogs don't care. It's like, see ya, have a good day, right?
Yeah.
But the more sensitive dogs are more likely to go, no, don't leave me.
Yes.
So the hallmarks of separation anxiety: inappropriate relieving in the house, chewing, destructive chewing, furniture, floors, whatever. This is little Snickers.
Okay, we didn't even introduce Snickers. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Snickers is what kind of dog?
A Cavalier King Charles Spaniel.
Does Snickers have separation anxiety?
No, he does not. He does not, but he might be the sweetest dog on the planet.
Oh my God,
and I can't help but just hang on to him.
I love Snickers.
Anyway, so we have inappropriate relieving, destructive chewing, barking, vocalization. We get a lot of neighbors and complaining about the dogs barking. And those are generally the big ones. I've had dogs chew through drywall.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's really bad.
Yes.
So what do? Well, it's one of the most difficult behaviors to modify because we can't just tell them we're coming back.
Yeah.
So there's several things that we do. If it's really severe, you want to find a babysitter for a while until you work through it. You can't, they're not going to just get better by doing it over and over again.
Yeah.
Number two, you don't want to crate them if possible.
Okay.
A lot of people say just crate them, that way they won't be destructive, but putting them in a crate is just confining that anxiety like an explosion. And so I've had dogs break teeth breaking out of crates.
Oh, yeah.
So crates, in my experience, are not helpful in many situations. More space helps. So at least if they're anxious, they're moving.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So what we have to do is several things. Number one, we have to get them desensitized to the departure cues. So the things that you do that tell them you're leaving, putting on your shoes, picking up your keys, opening the garage door, you do that throughout the day. So it doesn't
and then you don't leave.
That's right. So it doesn't mean you're leaving, and the dog's anxiety lowers because, oh, even though she picked up her keys, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The next thing, and the hardest thing that we have to do is teach them we're coming back by doing a series of departures and returns.
Okay.
Over and over and over and over.
Like short departures.
You start within 2 seconds.
Okay.
You start to leave, you turn around, come back and sit down.
Yes.
Then you go a little longer, come back and sit down, and a little longer and come back and sit down. And you're working your way up to about 10 to 20 minutes.
Okay.
Where you can go out the door, get your mail or whatever, you come back in and the dog is just like, okay, I know you're coming back.
Yeah.
The reason this is the only fix is it's the repetition of coming and going.
Yeah.
And the number of times you come back that lowers the anxiety. So from the dog's perspective, they're going, oh my God, they're leaving.
Yeah.
And then, oh, phew, they're back.
And then they're remember
leaving.
that relief.
Oh, they're back. And then over time,
Yeah.
you come back so frequently, they're like, yeah, I know you're coming back.
Yes.
That's how you fix it.
How do you know how dogs, sort of form this anxiety? Because I've seen many dogs who, my dog Waylon he doesn't really care. He cares, but he'll just go to sleep when we leave, and then he's really happy when we come back.
Right.
But he doesn't do anything really during the day, nothing destructive, and it just seems like he's just not very anxious.
Right, that's part of it, is the dogs are confident and independent, they're okay being left alone. A bigger factor is if the dog never learned to be alone.
Oh, yes.
So if the dog is with the human 24/7, I see this a lot. They get a new puppy, they stay home for a week, 24/7, and then the first day back to work, the dog is alone for 9 hours. And it's a shock to the puppy because they have never been left alone. So part of my strategy is teaching new dogs, young dogs, whether it's a puppy or a rescue, that from day one, there is a predictable routine that you're going to spend time alone, and it's okay, right? But that's part of your daily routine. It's not just you're suddenly ripped from your family that you've been with day after day after day.
And I think that's probably it. When Michael got Waylon, he was also in this training program for the military, so he was gone.
He was gone a lot. And the dog learned from day one, Dad's gone a lot.
Yes, and he came back at a certain point in the day, so he was gone for 4 hours, came back, gone for 4 hours, came back, and that's probably why he's so well adjusted now.
I saw a huge surge in separation anxiety after COVID.
Yes.
So many dogs people stayed home with their dogs, and then they just went back to work after a couple years. The dogs struggled.
A big shock. Well, we can always train the dogs. You can always help them. We can always sort of train them to do new things and to have better lives and to feel a little bit less anxious. We will have all the information if you want to get in touch with Emily Scott to help you train your pup. We'll put all the information online. Emily, thank you so much.
Thank you, Emily.
Okay, now if you're looking for a dog to train, stick with us. After the break, we're joined by the Valley Animal Center, and this adorable adoptable is looking actually for a foster home. So stick with us. We'll be right back.